Ever wondered why minimalism could be the key to a stress-free life? Well, you're not alone. Minimalism, once a niche concept, has steadily gained momentum, becoming an influential lifestyle movement. But what exactly is minimalism? It's more than a design aesthetic or a catchy buzzword. It's a philosophy, a way of life that centers on living with less to experience more. Minimalism is about stripping away the superfluous, the unnecessary, the distractions. It's about focusing on what's truly important, and in doing so, freeing ourselves from the shackles of excess. It's about finding beauty in simplicity and recognizing that having more doesn't always equate to being more. Perhaps you're wondering, how can having less lead to experiencing more? It sounds counterintuitive, right? But here's the thing. When we're not weighed down by possessions, obligations, or expectations, we create room. Room to breathe, room to grow, room for experiences, and most importantly, room for peace. Now, let's talk about stress. It's a universal experience, a default setting in our fast-paced, always-on, consumer-driven world. We're constantly juggling responsibilities, chasing deadlines, and battling to keep up with societal pressures. It's exhausting, isn't it? But imagine for a moment a life with less clutter, less noise, less chaos. Imagine a life where you're not constantly overwhelmed, where you're in control. That's the power of minimalism. It's not about depriving yourself, it's about enriching your life by removing what's not serving you. The beauty of minimalism lies in its flexibility. It's not a one-size-fits-all concept. There's no rulebook, no checklist. Your minimalist journey is as unique as you are. It's about finding your own balance, carving your own path, and understanding what brings you joy, peace, and fulfillment. So let's dive into how minimalism can significantly lower stress levels and bring serenity into our lives. Join us as we explore this transformative lifestyle and discover how less can truly be more. Imagine walking into a room filled with clutter. How does it make you feel? Now let's delve into the psyche to unravel the impact of clutter on our mental and emotional well-being. Picture a day when you're rushing to find your keys among a pile of unsorted mail, or the frustration of tripping over a shoe in a hallway littered with odds and ends. These are not just minor inconveniences, they are constant, nagging reminders of disorganization that can trigger stress and overwhelm. Consider the chaos of an untidy workspace. The unfinished projects, the stacks of papers, the scattered pens, they all contribute to a sense of impending doom. It's like being in a labyrinth with no clear path out. You're stuck, wasting precious time navigating through the disorder when you could be focusing on your work. This can lead to a decrease in productivity and, in the long run, a state of chronic stress. And it's not just physical clutter that takes a toll on us. The digital world is no less cluttered. Overflowing email inboxes, unorganized desktops, countless open tabs. These are all digital manifestations of clutter that can induce the same feelings of anxiety and disarray. But the impact of clutter goes beyond just stress. It can also affect our mood and self-esteem. Walking into a cluttered home after a long day can be a daunting experience. It's a visual reminder of tasks left undone and can make us feel inadequate and overwhelmed. Let's not forget the financial burden of clutter. How many times have we bought something only to find a similar item buried deep in our cluttered closet? We've all been there, caught in the cycle of clutter and stress. It's a burdensome reality that many of us grapple with, often without realizing the root cause. Clearly, clutter can weigh us down, but how can minimalism lift this burden? Stay tuned as we step into the realm of minimalism and discover how it can be the key to a more organized, stress-free life. Meet John. He lived a typical, clutter-filled life until he discovered minimalism. John was your average guy. His life seemed to be bursting at the seams with stuff, from a closet that was bursting with clothes he barely wore, to a garage that was more of a storage unit than a place to park his car. His life wasn't just cluttered with things, but with stress and anxiety that all this clutter was causing. Then one day, John stumbled upon the concept of minimalism. The idea of living with less in order to appreciate more resonated with him. He decided to take the plunge and start his minimalist journey. John started small. He began by decluttering his closet, getting rid of clothes he hadn't worn in over a year. He was amazed at how liberating it felt to let go of the excess. He then moved onto his living spaces, removing items that didn't serve a purpose or bring him joy. As he continued to declutter, he began to notice changes in his stress levels. It was as if each item he discarded took a piece of his stress with it. His home became a sanctuary, a space that exuded calm and tranquility instead of chaos. But the benefits didn't stop at his front door. John found that minimalism also had a profound impact on his mental state. The act of decluttering helped him understand what truly mattered to him. He became more mindful, more present in his daily life. John also noticed a shift in his financial habits. He was no longer impulsively buying things he didn't need. He was saving money, and that financial freedom further reduced his stress levels. Minimalism, John discovered, was more than just getting rid of stuff. It was about reclaiming his time, his peace, and his freedom. It was about choosing quality over quantity, experiences over possessions. John's life transformed through minimalism. He's happier, healthier, and more content than he's ever been. He's living proof that less really can be more. John's story shows us that minimalism isn't just a design aesthetic. It's a way of life that can bring profound peace and calm. Minimalism isn't just about decluttering your physical space, it's also about decluttering your mind. When we speak of minimalism, we often picture a room with bare walls, a single piece of furniture, and a sense of calm that comes from the lack of clutter. But minimalism, in its true essence, goes far beyond just your physical surroundings. It extends into the corners of your mind and emotional world, helping you to simplify your thoughts and feelings, just as you would a cluttered room. Just as we accumulate physical possessions, we also tend to gather mental and emotional baggage. These can be in the form of unnecessary worries, negative thoughts, or even commitments that no longer serve us. This mental clutter can be just as, if not more, overwhelming than physical clutter. Imagine your mind as a room. Now fill this room with thoughts, each represented by an item. Negative thoughts might be dark, heavy objects, while joyful thoughts could be represented by light, colorful items. As in a physical room, too many dark, heavy objects can make this mental room feel suffocating and chaotic. This is where minimalism can come into play. By applying minimalistic principles to our mental and emotional lives, we can start to declutter our minds. We can begin to let go of negative thoughts, unnecessary worries, and commitments that aren't adding value to our lives. Just as we would discard or donate physical items that no longer serve us, we can also choose to let go of these mental burdens. The benefits of reducing mental clutter are significant. It can lead to less stress, increased focus, and a greater sense of peace and balance. It can free up mental space for more positive, enriching thoughts and experiences. And it can help us to live more intentionally, making decisions that align with our true values and desires. Minimalism, in this sense, becomes more than just a way to organize your possessions. It becomes a tool for personal growth and self-improvement, a pathway to a more balanced and meaningful life. As we can see, minimalism has the power to free us not just from physical clutter, but from mental and emotional clutter as well. So, how can you start embracing a minimalist lifestyle to reduce stress? Well, it all begins with the act of decluttering. Start small. Choose one room or even just one corner of a room and begin to sift through what's there. Ask yourself, does this item bring me joy or add value to my life? If the answer is no, it's time to let it go. This process can be challenging, but it's also incredibly freeing. As you clear out the physical clutter, you'll start to notice a sense of lightness, a breath of fresh air. Next, look at how you spend your time. Our schedules can often be as cluttered as our homes. Consider simplifying your commitments. Prioritize what truly matters to you and let go of activities that don't align with your values or bring you joy. Remember, time is our most precious resource. By saying no to the non-essential, we make room for what truly matters. Now let's talk about the art of mindfulness. This is a key component of a minimalist lifestyle. Being present, being in the moment, allows us to appreciate what we have rather than constantly striving for more. It's about finding joy in simplicity and savoring the here and now. Try incorporating mindfulness practices into your daily routine. You could start with something as simple as taking 5 minutes each day to sit quietly and focus on your breath. Embracing minimalism is a journey, not a destination. It's a gradual process of simplifying, of peeling back layers to reveal what truly matters. The beauty of minimalism is that it's adaptable. It's not about living with a set number of possessions or adhering to strict rules. It's about finding what works for you, what brings you peace and joy. As you embark on this journey, remember that it's okay to take it slow. Each step you take towards minimalism, no matter how small, is a step towards a life with less stress and more calm. Remember, minimalism isn't about having less. It's about making room for more. More peace, more calm, and more joy.